And I'm taking you back now to July 1980. She is sleeping. Nothing should happen. And she wakes up and she realizes there's a burglar in her apartment. And worse than that, he's got a pipe in his hand and he starts beating her. And I have pictures here of what she looked like from this beating. No one should have to go through something like this. And she literally, you told me you felt your spirit leave your body?
Yes, it popped. I felt like up and out, and I was traveling. It seemed like the speed of light. I was on my way. I could see twinkle lights in the distance. I said in my heart, Father, receive me into your hands, the words of Scripture.
So you thought you were dying?
Oh, I did. I was convinced, and in my last words to myself, I'm so sorry that the people who love me will see me like this and think I suffered a lot more actually than I did.
Okay, so she had all these head wounds. She's bleeding profusely. There's blood all over the place. Then the police get there and they're mystified because they don't find her in her bedroom. They find her outside. They find no trail of blood because when you have head wounds, your face really, the blood, just gushes.
Yes.
They couldn't find anything between the bedroom and where she ended up, and they were mystified by that. And as a matter of fact, you were mystified by that until you had a dream. Tell me about that.
And in my dream, I saw Jesus come into the room where my lifeless body was lying at the door where I had fallen, and picked me up. And he did CPR. Jesus does CPR like nobody, with his mouth over my nose and mouth, and blew into my body the breath of life, I call it. And I saw like an electric shock, like my body just came to life. And then I saw him carry me outside, and I saw all the way out the door, out of the bedroom, across the patio, and all the way down a long dog run, and propped me up at the fence at the end of that dog run. That's the only explanation I have.
Okay, well, the police, again, were mystified. That's as good an explanation as I can think of. But look at the comfort that should bring you. The Messiah cares so much about you. He cares as much about you as he cares about Sherry. But Sherry, what was going on with your hand, your face, your bones?
Serious injuries. First of all, it seemed that I'd put my hand up on top of my head, and the pipe had crushed 2 knuckles. They were just bone fragments and powder. There just happened to be the top hand surgeon in all of Orange County, California, at the hospital at 6:30 in the morning when they needed to do surgery. That was God. But he said, I could only sew you up. You will never use your right hand again. It's just bone fragments and powder. My ring finger was almost torn from my hand. It was hanging by a small little piece of skin. He sewed that back on, and he said, that won't be normal. I had 2 crushed discs in my neck, and I had cracked teeth, and a part of my scalp was torn off the top of my head.
You heard an audible voice of God. What did he say to you?
Yes, when I was praying and crying out to the Lord, where do I stand with you? Will I be healed? Will I be deformed and handicapped? I heard the voice of an angel the next morning at 5 in the morning in my bedroom saying, Sherry, beautiful voice, look at your hand. It was out of the removable cast and moving. And prior to that, in physical therapy, I could barely move my finger 1/4 of an inch, and I felt sick. And the pain was so much. My hand was moving, and then I heard that beautiful voice say, you're going to go back to where you were before, but you're going to get progressively better and better until you're totally